Wow, look at the beautiful district of Kaunakakai. I'm here on guess what island? Moloka'i. And I have with me a good friend of mine, Anakala Walter Reedy, to talk a little bit about Moloka'i. Aloha, Anakala.
Aloha.
Hey, I wanted to share some information in Mana'o with my friends about Moloka'i, and I know there's so much richness here. Can you share with us who or what is Moloka'i?
Well, first of all, welcome to Moloka'i.
Yeah.
And this is an island that we're all proud of, and we want to welcome you here. Well, Moloka'i is a very special place because we know the history of this place. We know who the father is of Moloka'i, just as well as we know who the father is, our father, if we look at our genealogy. So for Moloka'i, Wakea, right? We look up in the sky and we see our father, and we say hello, aloha. And then we look at the land and we say, oh, Hina gave birth to this land. So we say to Hina when the moon comes up, oh, aloha Hina, that's the mother of Moloka'i. And thank you for giving us this blessing here, this island of Moloka'i. So when we say Moloka'i, we say, oh, this is our baby. And we know the mother and the father, so we need to take care of the baby. And then we also know that, wow, come to think of it, Wakea is also our father as Hawaiians. So now we have a link, strong link to the island of Moloka'i, because Moloka'i has the same father as we do. So that's really, really important. So that makes us ohana. We are one with Moloka'i, the land, and that's because of our father, Wakea.
Wow, so with Moloka'i being the baby that we take care of, what do we need to do to take care of the baby?
Well, that tells us, first of all, is like we do what everybody's supposed to do with babies, right? We have a kuleana, we have a responsibility now to this baby. We got to make sure this baby lasts forever, because it's not just our baby, but it's your baby, okay? So we needed to take care of it, pass it on to you, then you're gonna have to take care of it. So that's how this whole thing works. It's one generation to the, that's our kuleana as Hawaiians, to be able to pass on the island with all of its resources still there.
So Anakala, I was thinking, now what happens if we don't take care of it?
Well, if we don't take care of it, then there's not gonna be any āina momona. So for Moloka'i, we're famous. This island was famous for island momona. So you see all of the reefs, all of this water, under it is reefs, fish. So Moloka'i was āina momona. All of the central plains was sweet potato. All of the valleys on the other side of the mountain, that was all taro. So we had the main ingredients to keep us all alive. So much was on this island that we would share with all the rest of the islands.
Wow, so āina momona meaning abundant.
Abundant. We would share. We had so much that we could, sharing was not a problem.
Wow.
I mean, in fact, sharing was a way of life that allowed us to interact with one another, and we could share. I mean, we had so much to share.
So you take care of the baby, you take care of the āina, it's abundant, gives you a lot of food, you're healthy.
Right.
Wow, now what are some of the kaulana things about Moloka'i?
Well, the famous things about Moloka'i is first of all was the saying that people had of it. So yeah, āina momona.
Āina momona.
And then puleo'o.
Puleo'o. Now what is puleo'o?
Oh, puleo'o is a powerful prayers. This was the spiritual. Moloka'i is the piko. So we're in the center of all of the islands. So we're the piko. So that's where all the strength is. That's where the powerful prayers were. So if we go to that side of the island, we have Lani Kaula, Kukui'o Lani Kaula. That's one of the most famous prophets in Hawaiian history. And then if we go that side, we have Kaluako'i, which is where Kahuna Anana was born over there, but also the beginnings of the hula.
What is Kahuna Ana?
Well, Kahuna Anana was when we had the Hawaiians had lots of mana, lots of powers. And that was the first time that the powers were misused.
Okay.
And it was like black magic kind of. It was used.
But powerful spiritually.
But powerful. And that mountain became desolate and dry because of the misuse of their powers. Whereas this side, the prophet side, stayed verdant and green. So their powers were
Is Kaluako'i, is that related to hula too?
Kaluako'i is the birthplace of the hula.
Oh, not yet. Wow, the birthplace.
Yeah, it's a pretty heavy place on the west side of Moloka'i.
Wow. Okay, so let me just recap this because there's a lot. There's puleo'o, there was Kukui'o Lani Kaula, there was Kaluako'i, and there's also āina momona. There's a lot of stuff that is rich on Moloka'i. And
so today what we're finding out on all of the islands is all of our fish are disappearing. We cannot drink the rivers are all polluted.
Yeah.
So everything is going wrong. So something went wrong with our generation. So we need to tell this generation how to get back on track
Yeah,
again.
how do we do that? How do we take care of it?
We have to go back to taking care of our babies, to taking care of the land and all of the resources. It's not ours, it's for you, it's for the next generation. So on Moloka'i, we're doing all we can to restore all of our fish ponds, to get the mud out. We're making sure that all of the lands have grass on it. Before we had cattle, and because the cattle came, all of the mud came down and started covering and killing all of our reefs. Everything was going wrong because we weren't doing the right things on the land. So now we're teaching ourselves and we're teaching our children, whatever you do on the land is going to affect your ocean. So we have to make sure that we do the right things on the land and not pollute all of our oceans with soil and all kinds of runoff that's happening right now. So on Moloka'i, we're very, very conscious of that, and we're trying to make sure that we teach our children what not to do, and our generation is trying to put things back again.
Anakala, mahalo so much for taking us on a journey of Moloka'i. You guys are really awesome. And don't forget, you folks, malama ika āina. We'll see you next time. Aloha.
Aloha.